So today's class is about, we're going a little bit deeper. So I haven't had any chance to answer most of your text back and stuff like that. But basically, what I'm trying to say is try not to find too much of answers in a logic way. Now, saying to a level of understanding the practice, you're not living life, because when you start living life in a way of good life and try to escape the bad life, you come into the polarity of own perception and translations. You are life, so there is no such a thing called this and that. Your perception and your ego try to have the trip of a better life. Now, better life is a better realization and understanding about this is something that the both phenomena playing without you're not taking a side of it. Now, let me come back to you if it is something that you cannot understand. Both phenomena plays in your consciousness, and you're not biased towards anything. You're just working and you're taking decisions out of that understanding. If you're taking decisions from a place of good, then the bad becomes your enemy. If you're taking something from a place of money rich, then poor becomes your enemy and the struggle. So same is that. So you have to allow the practice to take you deeper from these veils into your true self. And your true self is not Chandra. Your true self is not your condition to be. Your true self is a place of awakening. Now, when you go through the stage of awakening, for me, when that realization comes, I felt I'm very lonely. I felt I am very sensitive to light, sensitive to sound, because when you take the layers off, suddenly you become into a stage of vulnerability because you're on a place of transitioning. Now that transitioning can be, you don't want to have surface chats with people. You don't want to attract a surface level of relationships to you. You may not want to have a stronger flavors like coffees and food that you're normally addicted into your space of the ego. So when this realization comes, you may suddenly see that you want to be alone within yourself. And it might be a sickness that you're going through. And if you're struggling so hard, the struggle to stop, you have to come into this awareness. So some of the time I don't reply for the emails or the text because it's overwhelming for you. It's overwhelming for anyone because there is no such an answer in it. It is just returning back to the practice. So whatever you're doing, ask yourself when the things are heavy, am I aware of what's really going on? Because you might be running with a thought. You might running that thought in backwards and into the front, but you are caught up in it. And at that very moment, the healing begins when you are becoming aware of it. It's not a sudden change of the symptoms have to be perfect. You're asking the symptoms to be cured, your pain and suffering, so that you can go back to the normal sleep that you're having in this illusion. So please understand and come into that realization that we all go through this phase. So when I went through that, I thought there's something wrong with me, with the light, with the sound, with the people. But it's okay. You need to go into those areas and being alone, and it is try not to fix it the way it was, the bubbly, the loud, the heaviness of the food, the heaviness of the relationship. And people feel that that is alive, but that is not alive. It is just you're consciously on a tour of suffering. And because you think that is life, that is not life. You are life, not those situations. So come into that place and allow the practice to take deeper into that space. Now, saying that, I will move the camera towards Darren. Take a couple of deep breaths to understand the cycle properly. Breath moves into your awareness, not even into your body. Breath moves out from the body, but it is very conscious about what's happening. So to start something really important, there is a gratitude of acknowledgement how far you have come into this. So this breath and this witnessing evokes the gratitude to renew the commitment that your life. So take a moment that you are alive. Now, whether it's sickness is there, whether it's poverty is there, it is life. So that appreciation is there, it is life. You are life, even not I am life, you are life. Life, that acknowledgement. You might feel lost in that space of the journey, wondering if the promised land will ever appear, even to a fact that whether it exists. These things are happening to me. Now shoulders roll back, arms very gently raised up with the breath in, interlacing the fingers, palms facing up. Now I want you to elongate that arm with the breath. Also feel that the buttocks are quite strongly in the foundation of the earth. Now open that armpits, very gently breathing into that space of the lymph nodes under the armpits, releasing the tension currently holding in that. And take a deep breath out, spread the wings wider, wider. Now the next one, take a deep breath in, shoulders roll back, arms raise onto the crown, gain strength from that moment of the realization. Affirm yourself. Now breath out, spread the wings wider, twist the spine to the right, stomach very gently pulling in. Renew that commitment every moment. There is a joyful level of understanding, anticipation, fulfillment. Do you really need something to be in this place? Does something has to change to be in this space? And even this space is anything to do with something? Inquire. Back to the center. Change the leg formation for me. Take a deep breath in, arms raised onto the crown, interlacing the fingers. Try to open up those armpits a bit more, the elbows a bit more, the wrist a bit more into the place of that anticipation. So allow the body to release that scarcity to one of the, where you can be that space of life, the precious gift, the precious and openness of that is the attitude. Don't hold on to anything into the future or the past. Breath out, spread the wings onto the left. Now take a deep breath in, just coming back into the center. Breathing in, push the belly into the front, look up onto the ceiling. Just savor the accomplishment of the moment. Breathe out, anus lock, navel lock, throat lock, collapse into a seated cat. Breathing in, tongue roll up onto the space of the upper palate, energy gaze onto the spiritual grace of the third eye. Breath out, anus lock, navel lock, throat lock. Breathing in, energy gaze onto the third eye, to the grace of your spiritual growth, the realm of the rhythm, the life. Breathe out. So breathing out is also moving into the space of the life. Back into the center. Now take a deep breath in. Shoulders relax, chest relax, stretch the neck to the right. Shoulders drop, spine straight. Helping with the hand to navigate the energy. Breathing in back into the center, onto the other side. Shoulders relax and let chest open. Elongate the spine. Breathing in very gently back into the center. Now shrug the shoulders up, up, up. Tilt the head back and massage the back of the skull. The space that a threshold. Activate the C1 and C2. Open and close the mouth wider, 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 wider. Breathe out, chin to the chest. Gently, a gentle difference suddenly make a big difference. Let that energy overflow, astonishing that flow of life back into the center. Now take a deep breath in and very gently coming into the Garudasana, right onto the arm on the top, shoulders relaxed, chest open, third eye open, gentle shift. Just a gentle shift that will allow you to open that space and further such a turning point. Now take a deep breath in and looking up furthermore, while you're working on the Garudasana, almost you're taking a place of the cow, and physical and spiritual stay true to the course. So that this offering of the Garudasana may reach a completion for you today. Breathe out into a cat from the Garudasana, holding the position. Encourage you to continue this. Notice the energy shift. Now take a deep breath in, spread the wings, twist the spine to the right. Now breathing in deep, ujjayi pranayama. You have come to a place where you don't know what's happening. You don't know who you are. You don't know what you don't know. You are at the point of not knowing because you're growing, because there's a growth. Garudasana onto the other side. Take a deep breath in, engage into that space of the Chiddakasha. Venture the practice into more uncharted areas. It's not chattering in the space of because your wonder most of the time is what you are knowing. Take a moment, leave the known world. Now take a deep breath in, push the belly, opening up from the Garudasana into that space of the cow by holding the Garudasana. So you're doing few postures in the same branch, willing to experience of more of what is the flavor of this life at this very moment, which is transitioning into the space of the wisdom, because it has acquired taste to acquire life. Breathe out into a cat from that same pose, open up the back, hold the mudras, because you know this flavor is not always easily won. But certainly it's considered value. Take a deep breath in, spread the wings wider, twisting the spine to the left. You're not seeking answers here. You're finding the rhythm to be in that space of life. Breathing in back to the center. You're taking a break from your known factors. Now very gently take a deep breath in. Very gently stretch the legs into the front. Release any tension. Ground the energy. Now sole of the feet together, knees wide apart. Release the tension and move the energy into a flow from that space of the growing. So you're learning and you're allowing the body to lead into the uncommon sense, following a true vision of the soul. Your body might be uncomfortable and challenging. Now very gently take a deep breath in, shoulders relaxed and chest open. You're using that arm to drop the knees and the hips a little bit more further. Shoulders roll back. Your throat is open. Your chest is open. Your heart is in the space of elevation. Now, this is a moment of a test, developing the capacity for uncommon sense and releasing the tension of the ordinary chores, ordinary struggle, because all your struggle is on ordinary level. And you're breathing in that extraordinary space of life, the inner truth, rather than imposing outer values, outer richness. You'll find the sanctuary of the home, not pushing a house into it, not pushing medicine into it, not pushing money into it. Nothing to do with the outer capacities. Now take a deep breath in, very gently coming back under the ankles, lock onto the toes and walk the bum back very gently, bum back. And when you walk the bum back, before you do the posture, when you find a space that you want to stretch, pull the bum muscle out. So your bum has to walk front a little bit. Then under the ankles, you lock onto the toes. And then that pull of the bum muscle, let it release out. And then very gently, you're trying not to bring the head down. You're trying to roll from the hips, roll from the hips. Then you elongate the spine. Then you allow the drop of the lower rib cage, middle rib cage, upper rib cage, then the throat, then the chin, then the head. Even you have curved a little bit, that's okay. But your challenge is to keep that space open. Now, this is a time to make a sense to your soul, not a whole crowd telling you you're mad, you're not doing the right thing. Don't be afraid to trust in what you truly resonate for you. Now take a deep breath in very gently, coming back, shoulders roll back, opening up, shoulders roll back, opening up. Very gently release the tension of the arms, tension of the hands. Clench and release the tension of those hands. Release. Every moment you're awakening that you are not holding into anything emotionally. Now take a deep breath in, your left leg back. So you're going to move onto the pigeon pose. Your right hip is, you can move into the down phase, or you can move from that space of your earlier posture. Now take a deep breath in, shoulders relax and chest open. Chest open, take a deep breath in, breath out, drop the elbows and walk those palms into the front very gently. Now see your body as an energy, and where you like the body to relax. This is the moment that you are in this practice of awakening, you're empowered to overcome all those odd things that stacked against you into your normal mind. This is a good time to release the tension, whether someone has the upper hand or you feel like a lone prey about to be mauled by a pack of predators, means your thoughts and your emotions. Now take a deep breath in. Very gently, you're coming back. Shoulders relax. Just open. Now very gently, if you have the balance, very gently moving into a plank from this posture. stronger on the pelvic floor. Breathe out to a down face from this pose. So we are warming up the ankles, we are warming up the toes, we are warming up the knee. So bend one knee at a time, very gently breathing in into a plank. Now, shoulders relax, just open. Hold that position. Hold that position. Breathe out towards the down face. Breathing in into a plank. Now, don't slouch the belly. Breathe out to a down face. Now take a deep breath in. Left foot into the front onto the pigeon pose. Shoulders relax and chest open. Take a deep breath in, breath out. Very gently, you're dropping the elbows, walk, releasing the tension. Now you have to understand, beyond the posture, your divine understanding of the consciousness is beyond the universe. It's not limited to what a human can ordinarily accomplish. You may find traces of the ego still there, that you're capable of many things and fulfillments, but beyond that, it is true of your soul purpose will ask much of you. So ask the question, if you have not opened up into this place, the soul purpose that asking much of you. This is not finding a logic answer. This is just to have that inspiration that you yearn to bring into the space of that life. Whether it's the breath bringing much welcome guidance, whether it's an idea bringing much welcome guidance, whether it's a feeling bringing that welcome of the guidance, come back to the present moment. Now, what is more important is what is you're doing now. Be open. Now take a deep breath in, very gently coming back. Shoulders relax, chest open. Observe the collective energies that brings the collective benefits, not just the mind pulling a body into it. Now into a plank, strong on the pelvic floor. Now whatever is taken from you, when it is through a divine practice, it is not genuinely taken away from you. It is genuinely a help that has happened, the interference of a higher energy. Now drop the knees, completely breathe out, allow the armpits to rest, allow the arm to be open, spread the wings of the hands, releasing the tension, allow the capacity of the back of the shoulders to transform. Now let the body move through that natural instincts within that space of your inner growth. that your life, you are not just living life, your life, which you dream, which you meant to be, which you fantasize. Trust in what is now at the moment, blooming. Allow all the cells of the body to open in. Don't limit yourself. Growth is your sacred attainment. Allow your body to project your sacredness. Palms facing down, crawling and bringing the chest into the front, breathing in into the up face. Breathe out towards the down face. I will give a break, just breathing in into, breathing out to a down face. Drop the knees, crawling and bringing the chest into the front. Drop the belly, breathing in into an up face. Breathe out towards the down face. Breathing in, drop the knees. Stretch the spine, crawling and bringing the chest into the front. Breathing in into an up face. Breathing out towards the down face. Breathing in, drop the knees and stretch the spine on the breath out. Breathing in, crawling and bringing the chest into the front. Breathing in into an up face. Breathing out towards the down face. Breathing in, drop the knees, stretch the spine on the breath out. Breathing in, crawling and bringing the chest into the front. Breathing in into an up face. Breathing out towards the down face. Breathing in, drop the knees. Breathing out, stretch the spine. Breathing in, crawling and bringing the chest into the front. Breathing in into an up face. Breathing out towards the down face. Now drop the energy, stretch the spine, allow the energy to move in what is destined to be in this energy portal. Try not to replace things by thoughts or emotions or graphics. Allow the energy to come into that neutrality of life, commitment to what matters to you, and there can be a moment of something through or letting go. Try not to need to make decisions. Try not to cling into anything. There are so many people, so many situations in our path. So this is a good time to release the tension of my way and my understanding and my realization is the only thing. So also this is a good time to release some tension and weight and give yourself permission to take with you only what feels necessary to your heart. Give all else over to life to do what the best serves for all other beings. Now, gently bringing those hands onto the back of the neck and drop a little bit more. So that's how I bring the hands onto the back of the neck and keep the elbows pointing out. Even more out to drop those energy that prevent you from making open decisions that tend to flow better when that body, when that energy is moving. Now, this is a moment to learn from all your mistakes, but not as mistakes. They are the growth and learning opportunities. Now give a massage to the back of the neck and release any tension that is holding. Our shoulders relax and just open. And very gently waking up the spine, one vertebra at a time. Now, this is a time some of you have wrote to me, though they are not there in the class today, which they should be, that you're finding a lot of jealousy in the workplace and negativity in the workplace. People are trying to bring you down to make themselves feel better about what they are. Now, this is a good posture. I sit in this posture. I open my gaze slightly, and I embrace the moment that to overcome such a lazy, mean-spirited fearfulness. This is the time that you have vowed to yourself that I will move gracefully through any negativity. Leaving it behind you. So whatever the mud, whatever the bad words being slung to your way is not going to stick to you, because it's only stick if you're weak. Keep your sense of dignity intact in this pose. So what is this kind of talk will diminish and make yourself smaller, make yourself even further more smaller of fear and hate and anger. Now this is a moment you take a deep breath and taking gentle pride of the moment. Everything about you. This is the moment you take and embrace living your path with full acknowledgement that you are meant to do so according to your own free will, whatever the others is. So I want you to take a gentle refuge in this space, a minute silent, feeling right now, either there is a celebration or a celebration is imminent. Your consciousness is encouraging yourself to enter into this space. teach your mind what is pleasurable state of mind is. Because the mind is a learner. It will only participate if you teach it. You can't allow it to bring the pleasure if you have not taught it that pace. And I always say, let the mind take the spirit of playfulness, not all the time playing to win. Take this moment for the mind to resonate with you. If it is not relishing. So this is a moment to acknowledge others' success with peace in your heart. Others' wealth with the peace in your heart. Prepare yourself for that celebration. Shoulders relaxed, chest open. Stretch the legs into the front. Pull out the buttocks. Shake the legs and release that tension. Now very gently pointing the feet onto the ground. Furthermore, furthermore, furthermore. And then very gently lifting up the hips. Breathing. Now you may find it harder. So please move into the tabletop position if it is. That means bending the knees a little bit more and lifting up. Now relax and bring the feet closer where the knees are and then lift up. So you will find this posture is a bit more easier. Take a deep breath in and lifting up. Shoulders relax. Bring the bum a little bit higher, higher, higher to the ceiling. And relax. Now take a deep breath in and just grab onto the ankles and just rest your chest on there. So you're bending the knees, grabbing. Now get the feet wide apart in the same position. Bum pulled out, and drop the chest a little bit more. That's all the posture is. Just almost like a spider. Shoulders relaxed, chest open. Now, if you want to get the feet a little bit more apart, it's up to you. If your feet is turning into the side or into the bridge of the foot, it's also fine. But what you're trying to do is you're keeping the shoulders rolled back and you're gravitating into the front. Now, take a moment, stop doing the posture and savoring the posture. Savoring is an affair that you're having. So there is a place that it's going to begin deepening. So it is time to let yourself be swept off from that space of the energy. So it's not about doing. So it's a different thing. So you made your move. Now it's wise to wait for the way to be shown. Does that make sense? There are times when you need to move into the pose. Then the pose is asking what you want and what you are willing to open up to. Don't waste this magnificent diamond opportunity. Comes to you in such a receptive audience. Go into the heart. What are you expressing? What is in your heart? Go into that space like you're hanging out with your best friend. Now breathing in, gently coming back. Shoulders relax, just open. Now coming into a sitting posture, shoulders relax, just open. Twist the spine into both sides with your own timing. Stretch the neck with your own timing. See whether there is any alignment that needs to be. Take some time to settle into the space of the simple truth of your heart. After your few postures, shoulders relax. Now see the energy, but stop when it is a tool of the ego. The sign that the ego is taking over, you know. So be aware of it. You don't want the principles to be manipulated or distorted, these teachings, in order to show others, control others, for others to notice you. So consciousness is a power, and it is in service to the soul. And you're just holding the space for this authentic self. Breath in, breath moving out. It is unconcerned about what anyone else is doing or not doing. That was where once you were held back. That was where once you were held back. You're plugging into the source at a soul level. Now you could see it has the potential to free you from the past constraints. It has the potential to free you from the future constraints. It has free you from all where you got stuck. Now it's opening you up into more fulfilling. When you're giving up the attempts to control life, you are life. When you're giving up on the out breath, the control anyone else, it's life. Now that energy is towards the growth of the inner. Now something very small, also something very big is happening to you. Happening for you now. Now instead of you sorting out, that itself is sorting out your life circumstances for your benefit. Now you could see one time what was big as a situation to fight is less than ideal. Now, why is that? Why when people are angry, they shout at each other? Because their hearts are distant and their heads are too close to each other. So soften your heart and loosen your grip on what you want to achieve. Stay committed to the path that accept what it is happening right now. When someone is talking too loud, they think the other person doesn't hear because they are too distant from themselves. So they feel the other is distant. Arms gently raised back to the crown, cleansing the space and the aura of the teaching. It can be spread into the outside, even we worked on the inside, but now it has a core to stretch further. When you are too much outside, you lose the core of it. Palms onto the Namaskar position. Feeling gratitude for the practice of the truth. What you have experienced firsthand within yourself. Touch the earth. The balance and the harmony of the elements, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, Patavita. Gently coming into that space of the realization, palms onto the namaskar position in gratitude for that space. Namaste. So, as we discussed the practice, that you're going further into the practice that I mentioned to you about all these different situations that are happening to you, whether you want to stay away from the crowd, you want to stay away from the chatter. I'll see the faces. And that you want to stay away from certain foods, you want to stay away from certain places, you want to stay away from certain groups of people. It's all of the transitioning. Even though some of you have written to me about those big stories about workplaces and their health and their this and that, I mean, to be in this class, they are not, and I cannot answer this kind of a teaching in a single text message or email, because I talk through riddles. I don't talk much of logic as language, as you see. So please revisit these classes, embrace these classes where you can, and it is a gentle, humble awakening to bring you back. You know how my guides are saying that when the pin hits the record, the music makes. If the record alone and the pin alone cannot make the music, it's to come into that alignment. And you just came into that alignment at this very moment. And out of this space, you can do your exercises, you can do your asanas, pranayamas, dharanas, dhyana, but now you have a better understanding. So your energy should not be used as a tool of the ego. Even this kind of talking and this kind of realization can control certain level of people's psyche. Please don't do that. It is meant for you to understand it. I know a lot of people in this journey, they find that they can attract a lover from this, they can attract a level of changes in these things. No, this is to practice for the benefit of all beings. If the love happening within it, it's great. If the health is happening, it's great. If the wealth is a byproduct of it, but it is not the product. So I love you all. Stay safe and love you all, and big hugs. Good to see you, Sylvia. Good to see you, Liz. Good to see you, Matt. And your continuity of the practice. It might not show you the growth, but I am sure the growth is happening. Big hugs. Love you all. Bye.